Unless you've lived somewhere under the rock, you must have heard about possible food shortages. You have witnessed inflation and price increases on food. And you might have asked yourself, what can I do to help my family survive these hard times? And who knows what's waiting for us in the future? I have been thinking about this lately, and I have one answer: to grow more food and invest in those things that are perennial, like fruit trees and bushes. You will plant them once and then enjoy the fruit of your labor forever, and your kids and grandkids will be enjoying it as well. I figured now a lot of people will be looking into ways of growing more food, so I better get some things that I wanted to get for a while. And one of those is Nankin cherry. This bush I have great memories about. When I was little, my grandpa just came from United States where he was visiting his sister, and he brought this cherry bush and planted it in his garden. And as I was growing up, he was always telling me, this is an American cherry. And I loved it. It was so good. So ever since I moved to the United States, I was looking for this cherry. I didn't know the name. All I knew is a bush variety that doesn't grow as a tree, as regular cherries would do. So when I went to a tractor supply store and I saw this Nankin cherry, I was so excited, and I am happy that I bought it because it doesn't take a lot of room. So if you have a small garden, you can still plant it. I already have one cherry tree growing in my garden. It's a tart cherry variety, and now I will have this Nankin cherry. I never seen Nankin cherries for sale, even at farmers markets. I've never seen it, so I can't wait to have this in my garden growing so I can taste it, and I can also give my kids to taste. Another edible perennial that I'm really excited about is pineberry. Recently I had bought some pine berries at Trader Joe's and my kids loved them. They were so excited to see white strawberries. So when I saw plants for sale, these are bare root plants called White Carolina, and I hope they will grow well. I already have like 3 or 4 varieties of strawberries growing in my garden with no problem. So I think these ones should be growing well too. Strawberries are super easy to grow, and they can be used as a ground cover around your trees and bushes, so you can have double or even triple fruit from the same plot. You can have 3 growing upwards, then a bush around it, and a strawberry as a ground cover. Next, what I got is hardy kiwi. I got 2 varieties, this one called Isai, and the other one is called Prolific, and this one had started growing already, leafing out. I read that you should have at least 2 varieties growing next to each other. That's why I purchased both of them. Another thing that I got is gooseberry. I love gooseberries, even the green ones when they are not ripe. I really like to snack on them. I was growing up with having gooseberries in the garden, so I really want to grow them here in Chicago as well. They are called hardy, so I should be able to grow them with no issues. The only downside of gooseberries, I would say, is their looks, and they have thorns that you have to be careful with. But if you are growing roses in your garden, then you can cope with gooseberries as well. I already have red currants and black currants growing in my garden. What I never heard of is this yostaberry, which is a cross between the currants and gooseberries, which we've talked previously. I'm curious to see how it tastes. Next thing I got is jewel raspberry, which is black raspberry. I already have the golden raspberries, and I'm excited to try growing black raspberries, which I've tasted before from farmers market and also U-Pick farms that I like to visit. I like the taste of black raspberries, so I'm excited to try growing them in my garden. And a similar plant, blackberry. They look alike but taste completely different. Black raspberry is still sour and blackberry is more sweet than raspberries. I already have a dwarf container type of a variety of blackberry, but this one that I just purchased is a full size growing blackberry. Another berry that I purchased is blueberry. I got two different varieties, Northland and Jersey. These are low-growing bush varieties of blueberries suited for my northern climate because I cannot grow other varieties here. My favorite blueberries are those that grow wild in forests and mountains. I would love to grow them here in the city, but I'm not sure if they will be growing because they need that rich environment of a forest. The next berry that I had purchased is called aronia, and I bought it not for eating purposes but as a medicinal plant because aronia is so rich in antioxidants and it also boosts immune system. It fights diabetes and high blood pressure and other health issues. So I want to have it growing in my garden in case I want to make some medicinal things with it. Americans know about elderberry a lot, but aronia is very underrated. I think more people should look into it. Another plant I got is asparagus purple passion. I already have regular green asparagus growing, but I wanted to have a purple variety too. White asparagus is not a different variety, it's just asparagus that was deprived of light, but purple is the other variety, so I'm excited to grow it. I also had bought some more rhubarb because I only have one plant and I do need more since I am making jams and jellies and I really like rhubarb and strawberry jam. So I want to grow more rhubarb for that purpose. How about you? What steps are you planning to take to combat food shortages? And what do you think are the survival crops we can plant in our gardens?